All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Trim Capital Partners here. Was out of the kind of out of pocket a little bit today, but did want to come in tonight. It's December 28th, 2024, and to share a little bit of news that we had reposted today on our LinkedIn channel, which is where we are here. Again, you can see Trim Capital Partners with the logo. So please follow us on LinkedIn. A lot of great news there that we share that we feel is relevant. Again, a lot of people I don't hear talking about a lot of this, so it's very important. But one in particular, and we got a couple today, but XDC is one. There's some Bitcoin stuff, and Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, of course. Seems like that happens every day. But from an XDC network perspective, this is their account here. You can see, and again, I say ARCAX. So ARCAX and the XDC network joined forces. And XDC said, we're thrilled to announce that the XDC network has formed a transformative partnership with Arcax, the UK's first FCA-regulated digital securities exchange. They state that the collaboration bridges the gap between TradFi and blockchain innovation, unlocking the immense potential of RWA tokenization, so real-world assets. And again, we always put XDC in the bucket of the X's, if you will, like XLM, XRP, XDC. So, in there along with Chainlink, it seems like all these, if you follow the partnerships, they're all kind of interlinked now with XDC, XRP, XLM, and Chainlink. And so you can kind of see where this thing is going. But anyway, some of the highlights here. Arcax provides a regulated platform for secure digital asset access. XDC Network's enterprise-grade blockchain powers global payments and RWA tokenization with near zero gas fees. And then together they aim to reshape financial markets and drive digital asset adoption by delivering institutional-grade solutions in the tokenized economy. As Standard Chartered reported, the RWA market could reach 30 trillion by 2034. And of course, they would be at the forefront of this evolution. Now, XDC is one, for all transparency, we do own a position in XDC, but it's kind of hard to get now. We actually had to transfer it off the exchange that we had bought it on because they no longer serve U.S. customers. So I'm not exactly sure how easy that is to get, but again, we would put that in the class with XRP and XLM for those that enjoy those plays. Again, it says explore how this partnership paves the way. Yeah, we don't need to look at that. So again, there is an article here. If you go to our LinkedIn page, you can obviously click that and read the full, I guess the full article if you want. Um, before we move on past that, let's go ahead and look at the chart real fast because I haven't looked at XDC in a while actually, and not surprisingly, it looks like the rest of them. But again, you can see it had its nice run up back from. If I can get that off the screen here. Let's see. Let me get that up a little bit. Yeah, so November 6th, that trend kind of changed and went positive, and it had a nice run up from what 027 to at 34x. So it had a nice little run there. Let's retrace a little bit. Let's take a look. Normalized range here. Still up above the exhaustion zone, so this thing could come on down further. Now it's trying to, the momentum here, it is below the trend line, but it has been increasing, but you can still see that negative trend here on the bottom of the chart here. So I would, for us, this would not be an opportunity just yet. We would still want to see some more confirmation here. Again, none of this is financial advice, so I got to put it on the screen. Information, entertainment, education only. You invest at your own risk. All right. So yeah, that's XDC. So nothing really critical here, at least in terms of going long. Maybe some good opportunities for us to dollar cost average when the time gets right, but we want to see a little bit more confirmation on the downside first. So that's XDC in a nutshell for today. Let's see what else we have out here that we posted. Oh, here's Eric Trump. Okay, so from Cointelegraph, they posted Eric Trump's statements about his confidence that Bitcoin is going to hit 1 million. And given his dad is going to be the president, it's probably not a bad man to follow here. So let's actually take a look here and see what he has to say.
I can tell you a lot of eyes were opened when Bitcoin hit 100,000. And I can tell you a hell of a lot more eyes are going to be opened when Bitcoin hits 1 million. And I'm confident it's going to hit 1 million. I think we're all confident in this room that it's going to hit 1 million. I can tell you.
Wow. Yeah. Well, like I said, that really wouldn't be a shocker. I mean, if you think about governments, institutions worldwide, endowments, pensions, investment houses, I mean, the list goes on and on. ETFs. I mean, lots of demand, little supply. So let's see. And this was an interesting one that we posted, I guess from this 10 Ginger K. And I've seen this before. I don't think we've ever shared this, but this is kind of some historical trends looking back at time, and you can see in these different bull runs that have occurred in the past, roughly every 4 years, which is consistent with what we know. You can kind of see where we are. So it looks like we may trend a little bit sideways here, and then hit what we call the banana zone. So just wouldn't want anyone to miss that opportunity. Now the difference in this bull run, I believe, would be, do we see a big 80-90% retracement like we have in the past, or with all the new demand from ETFs and institutions, will it be much more subdued? So we shall see. But it looks like we are getting really close. So there's that one. Of course, we got to listen to this one since it's Michael Saylor. Again, it looks like they bought another 5,262 Bitcoin for 561 million. And I'm wondering if that's part of his recent. I know he was working on getting a vote for additional capital, or to raise additional capital through debt or either stock. So that may be where that came from. But now it looks like they hold 444,262 Bitcoin at almost 43 billion, and their average cost is approximately 62,000 Bitcoin. So a very smart, intelligent man, knows what he's doing. He's said in the past that he'll be buying Bitcoin forever at the top. Does never plan to sell. So we'll see if that's stays true. But let's listen to see what he has to say, because it's always worth it. Maybe that's not even a video. Okay, that's not a video. That's just a little advertisement. But it looks like they did buy some more. So, all right, let's keep moving here. Yep, here's another interesting one. So, the crypto revolution is mirroring the early days of the internet. Mass adoption isn't a question of if, it's a question of when. With institutions diving in, regulation is becoming clearer. Innovation is moving at breakneck speed. Excuse me. Adoption curves don't lie. I think this makes sense. I mean, we know Congress is working on legislation. I mean, it's no secret. So this shows the chart, I guess, for the internet adoption going back to 1986. And you can kind of see, what that looked like. And you can see that Bitcoin is far outpacing that internet adoption rate. So very, very, very interesting. And don't forget, in the early days, if I recall, some of this is, or most of that's before my time. But from listening to other people, there were a large majority of people saying, "Oh, no one's ever going to use that," kind of like email. And look at where we are today. So let's see what else we have here. So from Cointelegraph again, Bitwise has filed for a Bitcoin Standard Corporations ETF with the SEC, which that fund aims to offer exposure to stocks of companies that have adopted the Bitcoin standard with at least 1,000 Bitcoin in its corporate treasury. Very, very interesting. So kind of like a Bitcoin proxy there. Now, so obviously that would include companies like MicroStrategy, right, who have 400,000 Bitcoin, and there's some others too. that are beginning to adopt this. You've got some of the crypto miners out there like CleanSpark who have well over 1,000 Bitcoin. So very, very interesting that they're doing that. Of course, I'd rather own the asset itself, not a proxy. But and then here's one last one we'll share, and then we'll go ahead and look at Bitcoin chart and close this out. I don't want to make this too long, but so this again is Saylor talking about how the most important thing in the world is Bitcoin, and certainly for him it is. So it's only 22 seconds here, so let's take a look.
Have enemies. What we have are people that need Bitcoin that don't yet know why they should be our friend. When someone goes on television and they're asked, what do you think about Bitcoin? And they get poked and they're a little bit irritated, they got to ask the question. They're not an enemy of Bitcoin, they're just not prepared for the question. And in fact, over time, the journalist will do the poking because they know the most important thing in the world today is Bitcoin. And you're going to have a group of people that understand it, that will say it's the future. And you'll have a group of people that don't understand it and they will not have embraced it. But at the end of the day, with time, with education, we're going to see more and more people join the network.
Yeah, so there's Michael Saylor. Yeah, again, talking about Bitcoin. I think we all know how he feels. So with that, and here's another XDC one. Let's see. I'll share that later.
We don't have enemies.
So let's go back up here and look at the Bitcoin chart. Looks like it stayed pretty stale and stagnant today, only down $175. Still almost 95,000. So again, we've already been over this chart in the last several videos. I'll just say we expect this to come on down a little bit more. Hopefully test this support down here around 90, 93, and then obviously 83 or 80. So that's what we're looking for, and obviously we're kind of in between on all the signals, so no real signals are popping here, so nothing we would actually be concerned with. But with that, that'll wrap it up. I hope you all had a good day, and always remember, identify something you can believe in, trust your gut, execute your strategy, and hopefully that'll turn out just fine for you. With that, we will see you in the next one. Thank you.